Welcome to Meet the Candidates 2022, a voter education program brought to you by the Shakopee Chamber of Commerce. My name is Tim Zunker, and I am the president with the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. Our hope is that these candidate interviews and profiles will help you, the voter, understand your choices when it comes to the 2022 elections. We ask voters to arm themselves with the information necessary to make educated choices and to make casting your vote a priority. Please visit the Shakopee Chamber website at shakopee.org to find out more information about the election. And now I'd like to introduce Ashlee Sepulvado, who is running for Shakopee City Council. Ashlee, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Tim.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I am a Shakopee resident. I've lived here for 6 years. I live here with my husband and 4 children and a grandchild. All of my children have grown up here, work here, go to school here, and I love calling Shakopee my home.
Great, thank you, Ashlee. Well, let's get into the questions. So, first question is, why are you running for City Council?
Great question. One that I've been asked a lot. I have always been drawn to service. Never gave a lot of thought to public service per se. I'm a bit of a private person, but what ultimately made me decide to run was the fact that I want to serve this community, and I really want to repay this community for what they have provided to me, which is calling Shakopee my home. I have had the honor and privilege of serving on the Shakopee Board of Adjustment and Appeals and Planning Commission for the last 4 years. And the opportunity arose, and I believe when opportunities arise that you should jump at them. I've learned a lot in the last few years serving with the city and have seen where our city has come from, where we're headed, and perhaps some of the obstacles that lie ahead. I want to see Shakopee continue to grow and thrive as we have in the last 8-10 years. I want to work and ensure that accountability and transparency continues to be paramount at our city and from our leaders. I want to ensure we're fiscally responsible and focus on our community and not lose sight of our long-term visions and goals. So, again, I'm a mom and a wife and a friend and a neighbor, and I raised my family on 3 core tenets, and that's honesty, respect, and responsibility. And as your city councilor, that is how I plan to serve this community and hold myself accountable as well as my fellow councilors.
Great, thank you, Ashlee. What would you change about how the Shakopee City government works?
So, given this a great deal of thought, I struggle because we are doing a lot of things really well. We have a very strong leadership team within city staff. Bill Reynolds and the customer service centric nature and culture that he's brought to the city has done wonders for it. Where I think we still have an opportunity is to really deepen our partnership with the county and better serve Shakopee within that. In my opinion, we are a city that brings in some of the largest revenue in the county for them, but we don't see an equal cut or portion of that. So I would like to just strengthen that relationship and build upon where we're at today to get to where we want to in the future.
Great. Thank you, Ashlee. Coming out of the pandemic, businesses are being affected by lower labor participation, inflation, and supply chain issues. What, if anything, can the city do to help assist businesses as we come out of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity here. And, kind of just starting with like the labor participation topic, that's being felt across industries. And it's even at our city level. We have a lot of open positions for the city from engineering, police, fire, and the list goes on. So I think we really need to potentially rethink about how, where we're recruiting, consider our compensation and our benefits package, and potentially may even consider rethinking the way that we work to attract, top talent and bring them to Shakopee, bring them to work and live here. I think another thing that we need to keep doing is maintaining our relationships with our businesses. Events like Rhythm on the Rails, TAP 2022, the Food Truck Saturdays, they bring in such a sense of community and excitement and fun and family, and we need to continue to grow those opportunities. Those are my favorite things to do in the summer. Additionally, our Parks and Rec department is just kind of knocking it out of the park with the partnerships that they've been able to build with not only local businesses, but businesses and groups outside of the city, and bringing them into the community center, the ice arena, bringing in revenue, bringing in visitors, bringing more people to the city to then, frequent other establishments, restaurants for one. So really supporting them in that effort. I also think there's currently a project in our capital improvement plan. It's lower in the priority and up right now for future consideration. So it's not by any means on the docket for the very near term, but I'd like to get that moved up. So the goal of that project is to create a new community and innovation center in cooperation with post-secondary education, in particularly Minnesota State University. And this building will serve as a business incubator and support system for business training needs, post-secondary education, and in particular, why it stands out to me is this was something that was identified while we were creating the Envision Shakopee 2040 comp plan that was a very real need in this city. And I think that alone could, again, draw people in to work here, draw businesses in to come and set up shop here, and draw residents here to either take advantage of the center or the job opportunities.
Great. Thank you, Ashlee. What do you see as the most important issues facing Shakopee, and what would you do to address them?
Yes. Again, I think we're in a really good place, but I'd like to take the opportunity to continue to build upon that. In particularly, I have a strong feeling for our first responders and emergency services. They serve this community, day and night, 365. And I think we need to make sure that we are giving them the support that they need to serve this community. So in particular, after talking with Chief Tate and other members of the police force, I do think that embedding a social worker within the police department would be of great benefit. A lot of the calls that they receive are mental health related, and they're not as equipped to deal with some of those situations. So by providing someone who is capable of offering that support, I think would provide a real benefit to them. I also, again, kind of going back to previous question, addressing our staffing needs and shortages and figuring out how we can recruit and retain that top talent in the city. Also increasing, again, communication and fostering that collaboration between not just city and county, but city and school district, city and state. And, for one thing in particular with the county, our dispatch system that is run by them is less than ideal. And the dispatch issues that we've had add time to that response time for police and for fire. And as we all know, a minute delay in response time could change a situation from just threatening to fatal. And if that's just because of some technology, that's not okay in my book. So we need to work with them to get that upgraded as soon as possible. Additionally, we have several traffic concerns within the city, particularly 17 outside the high school, and as well as 16 and 21. There's a lot of accidents, and so I think we've waited long enough, and we need to do something about it. Other areas, just in general, that I would personally focus on as a city councilor, upholding the city council strategic objectives, continuing, to drive forward our financial goals, driving towards the 2040 comp plan, reinforcing the Shakopee brand as the land of big fun, because we are, and ensuring that scalability and sustainability is at the heart of all we do. We can't just jump into something not thinking about the future and what downstream impacts there may be.
Great. Thank you, Ashlee. What role should the city have in attracting new businesses to Shakopee or helping existing businesses expand?
Yeah, I think we need to obviously continue our focus on growth. Growth will help keep taxes low for our residents, and ensuring, we continue to bring forth development opportunities that offer affordable housing at a wide range. Continuing to revitalize our beautiful downtown and bringing that to life, and continuing to attract more events there to bring the community together. And then again, we need to take a very strategic approach to that growth, establishing those clear targets, knowing when we're successful, supporting our businesses, supporting the opportunity for business to come in, and providing the appropriate regulation, and just continuing with that effective long-term city planning.
Great. Thank you. Now I'd like to give you an opportunity to give your closing statement and message to the voters.
Thank you, Tim. I believe that I am the best candidate for this position because I have the experience through working on the Shakopee Planning Commission and Board of Adjustments of Appeals for the last several years, establishing the relationships that I have with not only city staff, but members of this community. I know the current limitations that stand between the city and the county and the school district, and I understand who to go to and how to get things done through those various areas. Additionally, I am committed, and I do not shy away from confrontation. I don't shy away from asking questions. I do not settle, and I am not afraid to challenge the status quo. Just because we have done something the way that we always have does not mean that it can't be done differently, more efficiently, and more effectively. I will always be quick to listen and be an advocate for this community, and work tirelessly to make Shakopee the best city to live in Minnesota. And ultimately, I will get things done.
Great. Thank you. As a reminder, the views expressed in these interviews are those of the candidates, not those of the Chamber and Visitors Bureau. The Chamber is sponsoring these events as a service to the community and has gone to great lengths to ensure the objectivity. The Chamber does not endorse any candidate, but seeks to provide you, the citizens and voters of Shakopee, with the information you need to make an informed choice. The Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau extends a sincere thank you to the candidates. Thank you again, Ashlee. We appreciate your time and service to our community by running for office. You are performing an important service to us all. Again, thank you for joining us for Meet the Candidates 2022. Please join us September 29th at River Valley Church for our candidate forum. Please visit the Shakopee Chamber website at shakopee.org for more information. Thank you. Thank you, Ashlee.
Thank you, Tim.